Hello guys, welcome back to Everything AI and welcome to the first episode of automations using n8n. Today's episode is going to be all about the whole setup, setting up the required dependencies and required software to be able to use n8n. So first of all, n8n has two options. You can use the cloud option, which is paid, but I want to show you guys how to install it in your system so that you won't have to pay anything uh, during the whole automation process. The free tier for the cloud version is sufficient, but you have to pay up to a certain level. When you get a certain level, you have to be able to pay. So today, first of all, I want us I want to show you things that you have to install. Number one, you have to install. You have to make sure you have Node.js because you're going to use Node Packet Manager for this installation. There are two options for installing n8n to be open source. You'll be able to use it freely. The first option is using the Node Packet Manager, and the second option is using Docker. If you're using Linux, you can also use sudo apt install n8n. So that's also another option if you're using Linux. If you're using Windows or MacBook, you can use the Node Packet Manager or Docker. It's sufficient enough. So that being said, let me take it through. Let me show you what dependencies you must have. So first of all, let's check our terminal. Let's open up our terminal and check the Node version. Node version. So the Node version confirms to that Node Packet Manager is already installed. So just a point of correction. Everything that we are going to do today, they are available in AI. You can just search and you can be able to find whatever you need. So for example, we want to install n8n open source. I know we'll be able to use npm install n8n blah 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 globally. But if you do not, if you forget these whole processes, you can always go to ChatGPT. For example, let's open up our Safari. Open up Safari, check ChatGPT, and ask it how do I n8n and run it locally. Since you're using non-packet manager, ask it to use npm. So in some options, it will give you sudo npm install and blah blah blah. So since it gives you the processes from scratch, you have to check the node version. If you do not have it, you use homebrew to install the node, and then you check the npm version. And you can even check our npm version if it's available. And our npm version is 11.6, which is there. So the next step is to install npm, to run an npm install n8n globally. And to run it, you'll just see that. So let's install our n8n. So you run npm install n8n, then you have to install it globally. Then click enter and run. Thank you guys for your patience. I think as you can see from the terminal, n8n has been successfully been installed. So you can open any terminal, or you can use the same terminal that you are using to test n8n. So to run n8n on your terminal, you'll just come and write n8n, press enter, and let it rebuild. So as you can see from down here, it shows that the editor is accessible in localhost 5678 as the port, or you can press O on your browser. Now, this is a very tricky step, and I'm going to show you how to navigate through it. When you just press O, my default browser is Safari. So Safari is a little bit tricky when it comes to cookies and all that. So you will always run into this error. So instead of running it through Safari, you can just copy this URL the localhost URL and open on Google Chrome. Open Google Chrome. Open Google Chrome and paste it on your tab, and you will always come to this place. So you can use our email to set it up. You can use GladeX, for example, at gmail.com. First name is going to be Henry. Last name Joseph. Password, I'm going to choose my own. That's it. Let's just, our password is not strong enough, so let's make it a little bit, let's make it strong. I think it's strong enough now. Right, so you can save it. So what best describes your company? Let's say using it as a service, developer, or whichever you are. What are you looking to automate? CI/CD, cloud infrastructure, ticketing systems, monitoring, alerts, incidents, data sync, etc. Then you continue. You can also check the lenses key. I think let's just do everything right now. Let's set it up everywhere. So let's go to, I'll open our Gmail account. From there, we do not have, they are not sent our new yet. The lenses key is on the way. They haven't sent our, yeah, this is the key. So you just come and copy the key. Copy the key and come to enter activation key, paste it there, activate. What do you mean it's in the wrong format? Activation key is in the wrong format. Let's check, let's see. Lenses activated. So anyway, you don't have to enter the activation key because it's already activated. You can just press the activate lenses key instead of going through all this process and running into different errors. So let's close this and use this one that is activated. So basically, this is what your n8n will be looking like. Let's go to what personal or users or n8n API. So this is where you will be running your workflows from here. So you can either start from scratch or you can test a simple agent. So for example, if you want to test an agent, you just come here to create workflows and then you'll be able to. So if you start from scratch, you'll be able to add the first step. When you add the first step, that is where you want to begin your workflow from. So for example, in our next episode, we are going to discuss how to build an AI agent that summarizes your emails, that for example takes information, summarizes it, and sends it back to you, or even replies to the emails on your behalf, as long as you activate some people. We will in the next automations after that, we will discuss how to build on an automation that of course will be able to send emails to other people, or send WhatsApp, for example. So when you add the first step, this is where you trigger everything. Okay, so you can write it on chat. So for example, you can use this as a first node. This is what a node is called. This is what a node is. So if you test the chat, for example, hello, and send the message, you will see that the node is successfully executed. So this is just the first step. So thank you guys for being through the setup, the whole setup process. And in the next episode, we are going to create a full workflow now that we have our setup properly integrated. So thank you guys. That is for all for today. Catch me on Thursday as we build as we set up the environment to build our first app. I think our first app for Thursday will be an expense tracker. But if you have a suggestion about what to do or what app you want us to build, I'm leaving my comments open. Make sure you tag me and write your next application that you want us to build from scratch. So that's all for today. Till next Tuesday, I will catch you guys when we're building our executing our first workflow. Thank you guys. That's all for today.